I'm Alexandra Proctor. I'm CEO2 at madewithlove.ca. The O2 is to remind us that business as usual no longer exists when we run out of oxygen. I'd like to ask the audience to all take a deep breath with me. Yeah, there we go again, making more CO2, more of those dangerous greenhouse gases. Yeah, so we breathe out CO2, about 740 kilograms of oxygen we take in and breathe out as CO2. And then the trees take in that CO2 and give us back oxygen. Without them, we don't exist. 7 or 8 trees worth. Who knows where the 8 trees are? Who's taking care of them? So at Made with Love, we do a line of natural grocery products. Soup mix, bread mix, spice blends, whole foods, all packaged without the use of plastic. Why plastic-free? Yeah, we started our business in 2001, and everybody wondered why. There was no movement, nobody cared. And the best way I can explain it to you is this incredible film clip. So just sit with me a moment and watch why we choose to be plastic-free.
Do we have the courage to face the realities of our time and allow ourselves to feel deeply enough that it transforms us and our future? Come with me on a journey through the eye of beauty. Across an ocean of grief. beyond.
Pretty powerful, hey? I'd like to thank Chris Jordan for all of his amazing work. So who here has heard about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? Yeah, there's a lot of hands. So it's basically an ocean gyre where the currents move somewhat like the drain on your bathtub. Large plastics and tiny microplastics and everything in between gather in this place. And as you've seen, the animals think it's food. The teeny tiny fish eat the little tiny microplastics, and then the bigger fish come and eat the tiny fish, and all of the mammals and the seabirds, and then the very big fish eat the big fish, and we eat the tuna. These plastics are filled with estrogenic chemicals, and they bioaccumulate in the whole food chain. They disrupt our endocrine and our hormonal systems. They are found in tests of soil, water, air, earth, our homes, and our bodies. Every fluid tested in the human body has traces of these plastics and petrochemicals. There is a clear and growing body of evidence that these may not be good for our health. Did you know 90% of plastics are never recycled? Even when we recycle them on the household and the municipal level, 90% end up in landfills or our oceans. China is banning these plastic imports. At Made with Love, our motto is happy, healthy people on a happy, healthy planet. This is not possible with estrogenic plastics and petrochemicals dominating the world stage. Our daughter Kaya was born in 1998. New parents at that time were warned to reduce exposure to these plastics. They might be dangerous for our health. Everything from our shampoo and the rubber ducky in our chemical-laden bathtub has these petrochemical estrogenic plastics. The Disappearing Male is a CBC documentary that looks at 18-year-old males. It follows the reproductive system of the male. And the boys tested, healthy young boys, had only 20% motile sperm. This means only 20% of their little swimmers could reach the egg. Women's breast milk tested has all of these chemicals, and by some accounts may be considered unsafe for human consumption. So these petrochemical plastics started going into main use in about the 50s. And in a little more than half a century, every major ocean on our planet has a gyre of these plastics. You know, when you're cleaning your house and you don't have time for a dustpan and you think, I'm just gonna brush a little bit of this dust under the carpet here. I'll come back for it later. Well, we have collected 6 houses under our living room rug, and we are now all walking around like this, pretending that they don't exist. I am not a scientist. I'm actually not here to debate how bad this issue is. We have conservative estimates, we have extremist estimates, and everything in between. My opinion is this: it actually doesn't matter how bad this problem is. What matters is there are so many simple ways that we can choose to behave differently and avoid the whole issue in the first place. Yeah, glass packaging, way more expensive to ship. Cellophane bags, they cost about 100 times of their plastic counterpart. But they are totally inert, they decompose or can actually be recycled, and they become part of our planet again. Clearly, a better choice. So what do we do now? We need to stop the shame and guilt and blame game and learn how to play the plastic-free game instead. So at our house, we like to eat yogurt, but yogurt comes in a plastic container and nobody's started packaging it in glass yet. But I'm not willing to stop eating yogurt, and I'm not ready to make it in my kitchen. So my kids hate me for it, but we don't buy Tupperware or Rubbermaid or little pretty rainbow bento boxes. Their lunches go in yogurt containers. I can't afford to buy organic, local milk in glass bottles every time. My budget's not enough. It costs about 3 times the amount in our community. But I can buy it sometimes, and I can feel awesome about buying into something entirely worthwhile. So when I go out for coffee, I ask myself, did I remember my travel mug? Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. If I did, I give myself 5 gold stars. I say, you rock. Alexandra, you are winning the plastic-free game. And if I didn't, I ask myself, can I just take 10 minutes and sit down and have a Zen coffee meditation? Or if I have to take it to go, can I just ditch the plastic lid? This world is all about our choices. We have to be gentle with ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for forgetting our travel mug and then get back on the program. It's not about always or never. Our world is no longer black and white. We are all learning on so many levels to inhabit shades of gray. Life is messy. So when we hold our dollars in our hands, we hold our choice, our investment, our buy-in into the world. So ask yourself, where do these dollars go next? Am I buying into sweatshops in China or India where workers have so little money that they cannot afford to feed their children more than 1 bowl of rice a day? I'm a parent of 4 children. Every parent in this audience knows what that would feel like, and it is not okay. Our dollars are currency. They're flow. When we buy into a company, it grows, and we create a future that we want to give to our children and the next 7 generations that come after them. And when we buy into something that we don't like, we grow that. Or we can take back our money and our power, and we can choose what we want to grow in the world. If you stop the flow, things change. Made with Love is an artisan food company and an organic permaculture food forest farm. Ooh, urban farm. Yeah, a lot of big words. They basically all describe the ways that we choose to live sustainably every day. So an artisan refers to a product, a company, or a skilled craftsperson. Someone who's making something in small batches by hand with high-quality ingredients using traditional methods. We have amazing workers with us, like Kevin Gray, who today has been with us for 6 years. Thank you for all your hard work and love, Kevin. We have amazing volunteers who come from all around the world to live with us, to work with us, to play with us, and to learn about living plastic-free, to learn about how we do business gently with our bodies and the health of our planet in mind. All of those hands make light work, and they help grow the love. An urban farm, so it's basically farming in a place that would not normally grow vegetables. So somewhere that we can go in and guerrilla garden and make food where there was none previously. Building healthy soil is the number one way that we can, as just individual people, change the world. Healthy soil sequesters carbon. So building it actually means that we create more oxygen and a healthy environment for the people who come after us. Did you know the cellulose, real cellulose, or packaging that we use in our magic meals, it was originally invented in about 1912. It's entirely compostable. It breaks down in about the same time as a carrot in your home compost. Bugs like to eat it, and yet it's been around for more than a century, and no one is using it. So these are pictures of our food forest. It's what we grow in our home gardens on urban land in Brock, right here in this community. It's pretty amazing to watch the world go back to nature, to watch the world be a forest again, what it always has been, and what it's meant to be. So how do we change? As business people, we choose to hold a better bottom line. We make choices, we put them in our margins, and that's it. As consumers, we choose where we put our dollars. We can shop at the farmer's market and buy natural soap from Joe that doesn't have petrochemicals. We can shop in local businesses, in secondhand stores. We can reuse and recycle. We can choose local, buy local, and eat local. We can choose natural materials like metal bowls and glass bottles or cans when we want to get a beverage. We can choose to use unbleached paper, cellulose, hemp, burlap, twine. There are so many options that came from the earth, and they will go back to it. We can learn how to dry and preserve. We can use wicker baskets for storage instead of plastic bins. They're all simple, easy ways that we can change the world. This world that we live in, that we share, is all about choices. And I understand carrying a canvas shopping bag or a travel mug are just teeny tiny choices. But we are now 8 billion people on this planet, and every choice may just be a drop in a bucket, but 8 billion drops in the bucket makes a whole ocean. Thank you for choosing to be part of the solution. Thank you for buying in. Thank you for caring enough to share. Thank you for being you and making a difference. Together, we are changing our world, one small step at a time.